Well, we were with some of you in Vrindavan, and that was a pleasure. And from Vrindavan we went to South Africa for Rath Yatra, and that was a big event, right down on Durban beachfront. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people packing the area every day. And the weather for that weekend said, each day said something like 75% chance of rain. And Lord Jagannath fully defied the elements, and we had brilliant weather the whole time. Brilliant weather. Not a drop of rain. And I think it was their 20th anniversary of having Rath Yatra. I think it was really the best that they'd ever had. Vyasaki Prabhu came, Govinda Maharaja was there, and Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj was there, and Madhava Maharaj was there, and me, Swami, was there. And basically they just requested me, and Bimal and Salta, two of our musicians, went down. And so they had the stage inside the big tent, which the big tent would hold that. Oh, and Bhakti Maharaj was there. And he creates these tremendous dramas. Has anyone ever seen a Bhakti Marg Swami drama? They're just like, they're wonderful, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Really wonderful. So he was there, and they had the inside, they had a tent with about 5,000 seats inside, 3 to 5,000 seats. Then they had the outside stage, and which developed a few years ago, and this year was quite a big venue because a lot of people, the weather was so nice, a lot of people just like to sit outside and catch whatever was on the outside stage. So they had me up there quite a bit. And we escaped Vrindavan the day before, 2 days before. I left the day before Gaur Purnima, or maybe the day before Gaur Purnima. And Rath Yatra was on Gaur Purnima Day, which is holy in Vrindavan. And then the day after is called Dirty Holy in Vrindavan. And everybody knows on Holi they throw colors. And what it is, it goes back a long time. It goes back to the time of Hiranyakasipu and Prahlad. And Hiranyakasipu's sister, and her name was, sister? Yeah. His sister. His sister's name was Holika. And Hiranyakasipu was trying to kill Prahlad in so many ways. And he was unsuccessful because Prahlad was always protected by the Lord. So then he was thinking that Holika had some special boon. People tell it in different ways. Some people say that she had performed austerities to Lord Shiva, and she received a chadar that was fireproof or something like that. And so Hiranyakasipu told her, said, look, you go, Prahlad really likes you, so you go put Prahlad on your lap, and we'll put you inside of this fire, we'll put you in some situation where everything's going to catch on fire. And because you're protected, nothing will happen to you, but Prahlad will get burnt to ashes. And we'll finally get rid of this Vaishnava. So, they hatched the plan. But what happened is, by the arrangement of the Lord, that special chadar, it fell off of Holika's shoulders and it wrapped Prahlad. And Prahlad walked out and Holika got cooked. and then they say that all the Brijabasis, when they became aware of that fact, or when they heard that story, or however it transpired through time and ages, the Brijabasis, they became so happy that they just started jumping up and down and dancing and grabbing the dust from the ground and throwing it into the air. So that, and then they played Holi during Radha and Krishna's times. And the Brajabasis today, on that dirty Holi day, they throw everything. They throw dirt and sewer water and, sometimes they shoot you and, it's sort of like extreme people, I had a friend who was shot one time during Holi because some guy didn't like the way he tossed the colors on him. So at any rate, South Africa, on that dirty Holi day, they decided at the Rath Yatra Festival to play Holi. And they didn't inform me about it, but I noticed when I came to the outdoor stage that evening, a huge area in front of the stage, on the ground it was covered with plastic. And they had like boundaries set up. And on the side I noticed they were setting up tables with buckets of dye and these syringes. And then we started kirtan when we were supposed to. And when the kirtan started, they came and they put, like right on the front of the stage, they put a little altar with some Radha Krishna deities. And then first they started inviting everybody to come up to take some dry colors and to toss on Radha and Krishna. So when the colors started coming, naturally people were throwing over Radha and Krishna was coming back on us. And so we all started scooting to the back of the stage, sort of like in a... Holi is a thing that if you're not really into playing it, you can get angry or disgusted real fast. And generally the mood is to you start getting angry and then you get disgusted and then you just get out of there, We were doing kirtan on the stage and these colors kept coming. We were backing up. And then something just clicked inside of me. And my inherent hooligan mood turned on, and I jumped up and I went up to the deities who already had piles of color at their feet. And I picked up some color, and I had one friend on stage who was filming the whole thing. He's a multi-millionaire from South Africa, and we've grown up together. We've known one another for the past 22 years. And he was standing there with his son, filming the whole thing, with the very nice, stylish white courtesan and everything. And I just picked up this color and I went to Naveen and I just went, "Holy hey!" And gave him a big embrace, and then basically I sort of degenerated into Holy Bob. I never saw a festival outside of India like that before. I mean, people were covered from head to foot. Anyone here been to South Africa? You know the Singh family, Kirtan Singh, Pavitram Singh. Anyhow, great. They're like these Indian guys. They're Singhs. And they're like Kshatriyas, and they're big. They're bodybuilders too, And these guys are big. They're like the oldest brother, Pavitram. He weighs 125 kilos. And he doesn't have any fat on his body. And they all keep their heads shaved completely bald. And they're like monsters, And there's another guy from the Maharaj family. The Maharaj family is another Kshatriya family down there. They own all the vegetable markets. And there's one man named Shailendra Maharaj, young guy. Like a mountain. and again, completely shaved, bald head. These guys were like, just, you couldn't tell what color they were, you know? You couldn't tell if they were Indians, Africans, whatever. They were just completely, you know, technicolor. It was a fun festival. It was unique. And then after that I visited Cape Town, PE, and then decided to had a few days and come up and spend with you all in Scotland. So it's a pleasure to be here. I caught a little cold on the way, so you have to bear, you know, tolerate me with that. Don't get too close. Okay. We'll read a little bit from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Recently, when I was in essay, I picked up the Majja Lila and started reading through it again.